Hello everyone and welcome on the new Coach Dev Academy Lab Guide. I'm Corentin Guinez, driver for SimRC, and today we are on Okayama for the first week of the Season 4 of 2024. As you can see, we are here with the M4 GT4 for the Falcon Tire Sports Car Challenge. Back in this series, a lot of fun, new GT4, new car, so yeah, it's going to be a good season. As usual, first I go with the hot lap and then we talk together about the different details and different stuff you have to know about this track and the car. So yep, let's get started. Alright everyone, so here we go for the lap around Okayama. So here we just crossed the start finish line and then we are approaching the first corner of the track. So basically for the 41, I'm just looking at the bridge just on top of the track, and then I will just brake a tiny bit after that. So this with the time of the day, it's quite okay because there is a shadow on the track. Of course, we always say that it's not a good thing to use like clouds and stuff, or if you have shadow, or if you have dirt, because in real life those things can of course disappear during the race. But this time on iRacing with the sim, things like that doesn't really disappear compared to real life. So this time in this session, I could use all the time the shadow. So I mean, you can use the shadow, but it's the same as the bridge. The only difference is that the shadow is closer. It's on your vision. Like you are looking straight away. You don't need to look at the top. So, but it's exactly the same. So yeah, when I'm just getting past the bridge, just going on the brake, track temp was pretty high, so the main target was not to brake too late, because then I would end up going really wide, because if I do that, I just can't find the grip if I'm braking too late. So better braking a bit early. Same, just not trying to get fully deep on the brakes, because then you end up on the ABS, and then same, you just end up going really wide and don't get the rotation. So as you can see, just trying to stay around 75%, releasing the brake a little bit, getting into the corner, drop to third, then just trying to get the apex. Not really necessary to get on the curb, because if I'm going too deep on the curb, then the car is going to bounce a little bit. This track has the 3D curbs, so it's a bit different compared to I won't say an old track, because it's not, doesn't mean old track by not having the 3D curbs. But yeah, with the tracks who are a bit older, I would say, you don't have the 3D curbs, so it's flat. You don't really bounce off the curb. With the 3D curbs, you have more chance to bounce from the curb. So if I'm going really on the edge of this curb, there is a chance that I'm having a bit of bounce. And then considering the track is really hot and I'm still turning, as you can see, like it's not a 90-degree corner. Like I'm not completely I'm not having the steering completely straight out of the corner. I'm still having a decent amount of steering angle. So yeah, it would be a bit deadly, I think, to really drive on the edge of the curb. So yeah, as you can see on the apex, trying to open the steering, trying to make sure I can get quite wide on the exit, but not too wide, because if I'm going too wide, then I will just struggle to get back to the right to prepare the long left, which comes right after that. So yeah, as you can see, going up to fourth gear on the exit of T1, moving to the right, and then when I'm approaching the um, the right side of the track and the small runoff which leads to the short layout of Okayama, then I just release the throttle, put a bit of braking on the entry in the first half of the corner. Then when I'm getting close of the curb on the inside, going back on throttle, trying to be patient. I'm not going fully on throttle when I'm on the curb. As you can see, I'm just waiting until I'm pretty much on top of the crest. Like it almost looks like there is a sort of crest, like because you are pretty much going uphill, it looks like. And then pretty much when you are on top of that crest, then you can just floor it. Just make sure you don't have too much oversteer on the exit. So yeah, just make sure you are pretty tight as well on your way to the crest, because then if you are too wide, this means you're gonna have to put more steering angle on the exit. And yeah, you have to make a choice. You can try to go full throttle with the steering like that, but yeah, if you have too much steering angle and with the track temp, like I said, the lower amount of grip, then it's not going to end up very well, or at least you are going to lose a bit of time. So yeah, top of the crest, steering almost straight, having a bit of a moment, but as you can see, I'm not really fighting with the car. I'm just trying to stay under control. Full throttle, using the runoff, and then you're just going through the S's. So yeah, not a big deal, just trying to shorten the distance. Out of the S's, staying on the left side of the track, and then I will just look at the 50 board on the left, which pretty much match the missing grass on the left side of the white line. As you can see, bit of dust on the grass or something like that, or just grass being lown or something like that. But yeah, grass went off for some reason. So you have no grass, it's gravel or dust. So that's what I'm using, just braking a bit before that. So when I'm getting close of these, like I said before, taking a bit of a margin. Like if I had like 20 degrees, I could brake that late. But I'm just basically using my maybe code reference, and then I'm adding some margin with the track time. So I'm using this, but I'm adding a few meters because I know that of course it doesn't brake as good with the track term and stuff. So I'm considering a lot of things as well to make sure I'm not of course going too deep into the corner because I brake too late and stuff. So as you can see, I'm always braking at 75 because we just went past the 100. So yeah, it's almost 75. Going on the brake, I try to stay a bit wide before I'm just reaching the beginning of the tire marks. So yeah, I will drop to third for this one. So as you can see, still on the brake, getting into the corner, starting to release the brake, getting my apex. And then for this one, for the exit, it's going to be really interesting. As you can see, going on throttle when I'm on the apex, then just trying to really be careful on the exit of this one, because this corner is actually really tricky, more tricky than what I experienced with the Porsche and the AMG. The car is, I would say, a bit more sensitive to throttle on the exit compared to the two others, where you have a bit more forgiveness, I would say. Rear is a bit more easier to catch as well. With the M4, if you are having a moment, you can carry that moment for a long distance. Like if I'm sliding right now, even if I release a bit the throttle, I'm still going to have the rear a bit sort of loose, or it's not going to be as easy to catch compared to the EMG and the AMG and the Porsche. So yeah, just need to be very careful more than what you would do with the AMG and the Porsche. So be just careful with the throttle. Just make sure the steering is quite straight. So as you can see, I just waited until the steering was almost straight. I mean, it's not straight, but to be honest, it's not a big amount of steering angle. Like the steering is, yeah, you can't see it, but yeah, it's a very low amount of steering. It's quite a low amount of steering. So then I can go fully flat, and then I'm just trying to manage the steering. One thing as well about this corner, and with the M4, it's a bit different compared to the AMG and the Porsche. It looks like it's very important to make sure you can stay as tight as you can on the exit of this corner, because it looks like if you are going too wide, you are losing, you are easily losing half a tenth or something. Somehow with the Porsche and the AMG, I could exit a bit wider without losing time, and actually I could gain a bit of time. So I don't know if it's an M4 thing around this corner, but with the AMG and the Porsche, I could almost leave like this the corner. With the M4, I needed to, as you can see, get it a bit tighter on the exit. So yeah, I don't know why. What's the reason? Because with the two other cars, I never had the issue by really needed having the need to get out of the corner really tight. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, with the M4, just make sure you can get the exit tight. With the M4, with the Porsche and the AMG, you have a bit more forgiveness. So yeah. Then long straight, stay on the left because you are about to enter the first hairpin of the track. So deep on the brake. So you are just going to look at the 100 board. Just going to brake maybe at 110, 105, maybe 110, I would say. So pretty much when you have this big pillar on the left, then just go on the brake. So drop down the gear. So as you can see, I'm not braking that much. I mean, I have a peak at a bit more than 90 at the beginning, but then I'm quickly raising the brake, dropping down to 80, 70, 50, when I'm getting close to the apex, and then just releasing the throttle until I'm reaching the middle of the corner. Using second for this one, you can keep third, but I think for consistency, for me, it was better to use second. I had less chance to miss the apex with second. The only thing is, if you use second, you have to make sure you are never putting throttle with second. Because if you are putting throttle with second, you are just going to lose a lot of traction. You are going to go almost sideways. So yeah, I'm saying that and I'm going a bit of throttle, but you know what I mean. Do not exit the corner with second and then put third. You have to really short shift early on third. As you can see, when I'm putting half of throttle, so it's not a big amount of throttle. Of course, I'm not going at 80% or 90%. Just make sure you are quickly going to third. That's what I mean. But do not throttle. Do not floor the throttle on the exit with second, because it's not going to end up well. Even if the steering is fully straight. But anyway, like I said, you have to put the throttle in really early. Like I'm on the apex, mid corner, going on throttle. So you are never going to have the steering like this, straight like this, in the middle of the corner. So yeah, just make sure you are putting early third. You are putting early third gear, so then you can avoid. I'm not saying that you are not going to have oversteer on the exit, because of course you have to still manage the throttle. As you can see, I'm not throwing the throttle until I'm having the steering sort of straight, or at least steering more open. But yeah, at least it helps you to gain some stability of the car on the exit, and you are not losing time compared to a second gear exit. So yeah. Now we're going to do something a bit different from usual. I'm going to show you from Delta the next two corners. So from this season, each lap, each week, each tracks, we are going to basically show you two corners or one corner. So Delta. So yeah, I'm going to show you those next two corners because I think they're if I can find a good camera maybe. Yeah, at least you can see the first one and the second one because I think those two corners are very interesting. This is two corners where you can really get a good amount of gain, a good amount of time, but at the same time it can be really um, at the same time it's big high risk and big reward, but it can be the absolute opposite. Like you can take a lot of risk and lose everything in those two corners. So we just jump on Delta and I explain you what I'm doing into those two corners. So all right, guys. So we are just on the Delta app. So basically, one of the features you can use on the app. So it's not only about setups; it's also about providing some helps for you to improve the lap times. And this is a perfect tool to basically show what you are doing with the brakes, with the throttle, the speed, the steering and stuff. So yeah, many things you can see from the app. So like I said, we will focus on those two corners. So you are lucky because we can actually see on top of the camera those two corners. So we are going to focus on this one and the second one, basically the second corner after the back straight. So we are on those two corners. So pretty much where I stopped we stopped just before. So as you can see, just before entering into this left one, I'm going to put the car to the right. So as you can see, I'm steering a bit basically to the right. So basically you can see it with the with the with this steering section. So as you can see, I'm still steering to the right, still steering to the right, and then I will just turn to the left. So I will start my left turn. I'm going to go on the brake. So for those two corners, you will see I'm really applying a little amount of brake because I don't want to upset the car. If you are braking too much into those two corners, you are just going to upset the balance, bring the nose too much to the front. And as you will see, the first corner goes downhill. So if I bring the nose to the front too much, I'm going downhill. I'm going to have a lot of grip at the front and I'm just going to have the rear really loose. So that's why I don't want to upset that much the car with the brake. And you can see it on the first braking. Actually, I'm using at the most 22% or something, around 22%. And for the second one, I'm using a bit more because the second one is a bit more flat. So you don't have this this sort of downhill into the corner. But yeah, I'm not using much more because yeah, like I said, you don't want to upset the balance into those two corners. Those two corners can be really crucial because you can gain a bit of time, but you can gain a bit of time, but you can lose more time than what you can actually gain. So you have to be really cautious into those two corners. So as you can see, going a bit on the braking. So I'm just trying to bring the car into the corner. I'm not even sure I'm bringing the car to the apex on the brake. So yeah, I might bring the car to the apex on the brake, but as you can see, it's just about placing the car into the corner. It's not really about slowing down. It's more about putting the car into the corner. And then as you can see, going on throttle when I'm into the corner, just being kind as well on the exit. As you can see, I'm quite far away actually from the exit before I'm reaching 100%. So as you can see, it's really catchy as well on the exit. So you have to be really kind. As you can see, I'm just trying to build the momentum on the exit. Of course, sometimes I'm releasing a bit the throttle because as you will see, yeah, it's really difficult. The first one is a really difficult corner. Those two corners are really difficult. So yeah, you have a bit of a challenge on the exit as well. And yeah, then you can floor it just between the two corners. Then same approach. Car is on the right side of the track, going on the brake, not going too deep on the brake because, like I said before, trying to keep the balance of the car. And then same for this one, trying to bring the car into the corner. I'm not going to the apex with the braking. As you can see, I'm just releasing the brake when I'm on the entry, and then I just let the car do the job with the throttle to find the rotation. And then same, you have to be patient for this one. I'm just waiting until I'm facing the exit. For the second corner, it's very important to make sure you can have the exit quite tight, because if you wanna um, go deep on the throttle, you have to make sure the exit is quite tight, so then you can gain a bit of time. So yeah, as you can see with the steering inputs as well, I mean, I'm just trying to not put too much steering as well, just trying to be really smooth. And about the gearing, as you can see, quite simple. I'm just keeping third gear all the time. I'm not really putting second anyway, except the hairpin. So yeah, I guess we are done about those 2 laps, and now we will see how it works with the actual car. All right, guys. So we are just back into the sim. So as you can see, approaching the first left, like I told you. So I put the car to the left, no, to the right. Sorry. As a reference, just using the beginning of the tire marks. I don't want to brake basically too late for this one. And like I told you, if I'm braking too late, I won't be able to uh, use the low amount of braking, because I will be in a rush and I will need this time to really slow down the car. So then I will need to apply more braking. So as you can see, quite a distance because I don't have that much speed actually. But yeah, like I said, just trying to not upset the car. So a bit of braking on the entry. I just bring the car to the curb on the brake, then going early on throttle, cutting quite a bit of grass on the inside. Actually, as you can see, do not cut too much, of course, because it's very easy to get the off track. Then once I'm off the curb, going back on throttle with more aggressiveness, I would say. Just trying to manage the throttle on the exit. As you can see, the car, there is a sort of tip right there. It's not the same elevation as how it is on the right side. So you can get a bit of a steer on the exit because of that. So as you can see, a bit of lifting to prevent any spin or any big moment, I would say. Then I move to the right, going 100% throttle, using all of the curbing on the right side. And then once I'm getting close of the curbing on the right, going on the brake, like I said, low amount of braking, bring the car just before reaching the curb. So I bring the car on the brake just before I'm reaching the curb. Then early on throttle, trying to exit quite tight. As you can see, to be honest, it's quite a good line like this. I'm not, I don't end up too, I don't end up wide too early, I would say, because I could have been like right there if I um, was going really wide on the exit, or maybe if I was not going that tight on the exit of this one. So actually this line was pretty good. So then I could really early throwing the throttle. So as you can see, throttle is fully on, and then we'll approach the two next hairpins of the track. Out of the 3 hairpins, we passed one, and we have the next 2 really important as well. Looking at the 50 board on the right side, this time just using third. You don't choose second. At least you try to not choose second, because I think second in this one is actually a lot more. I would say can cause a lot more damage if you use second this time. So I prefer to use third for this one. Consistency wise, third is way better. So as you can see on the brake, I bring the car into the corner. I just try to not brake too much when I'm into the corner, because I can lock up the rear tires. So just trying to make sure I also keep a momentum through the corners. I'm just not trying to completely slow down the car, then push the throttle. The main target is to really keep a nice flow through the 2 hairpins. So yeah, as you can see, just trying to exit as tight as I can from this one. Very important, because it makes you gain some time. I bring the car to the left, steering to the right, going on the brake when I'm heading into the right one. I'm staying with third, focusing on the exit, trying to make sure I can exit quite tight, steering open, fully on throttle, getting the curb on the exit, and then I'm moving into this fast right, top of the crest. I will just steer to the right, release the throttle a little bit, just trying to make sure I'm not releasing too much, because if I release the throttle too much, it's pretty much what I explained for the first corner we saw on Delta. If it's going downhill, so if I'm releasing too aggressively the throttle, all the weight is going to go at the front. I'm going to get more grip at the front, and I'm going to get loose at the rear. So I will basically put me in a moment just because I basically lifted too much. So basically I wanted to make it safe by lifting more, and actually I made it just unsafe. So yeah, just make sure you are keeping a decent amount of throttle. I will put caps back because I think it will help you a little bit. So as you can see, I'm keeping about 70% or something throttle, and as you can see, the car doesn't look anywhere. The car doesn't look any. The car looks pretty stable all the way actually, except a bit on the exit because I got the curb, so it made the car a tiny bit on edge, I would say, but it's not even on edge because the car felt really stable with the throttle. Don't get the curb. You should not really end up on the curb. You will actually stay on the track all the way. And yeah, just a big warning about this this corner. Just make sure you're not crossing the yellow line, because I think it can be an easy slowdown if that's the case. Then putting the car to the left, entering the last corner. As soon as the curb or runoff disappear, and you're just entering the just basically when you can't see anymore the runoff and the curb, just going on the brake. Same, I'm not braking too much, maximum 60%. I'm bringing the car into the corner just before the curb, using the throttle, keep it force. Actually, I'm not using third for this one, I just keep force all the way for this one. And then, as you can see, just trying to manage getting the curb on the inside, so then I can make sure I don't end up going too wide. So this means I can get the exit a bit more tight. So then having the exit of this one a bit more tight means I can go earlier open. I can go earlier with an open steering, and then I can go easier full throttle. So yeah, getting the curb, opening the steering, full throttle, getting all of the runoff, using all of the curb on the exit, and then we are just having a run to the start finish line, and we're done for the lap around Okayama. Alright guys, we're done for today. That was the week 1 lap guide of the Falcon Thai Sports Car Challenge. First lap guide of the season, and the first one of many more. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the Coach Dev Academy channel, and join the Discord server if you have any questions about all the work we can do. And yeah, I see you for week 2 next week. Bye bye.